Two things are expensive in Switzerland: time and people.
Oh my God, how am I going to solve this problem? You know, exactly.
Seeing this whole facility from start to finish.
Hey everybody, this is Christian from Watchgang, reporting live from the beautiful south of Switzerland near the Italian border, where we're meeting with our brand partner Zoe. Someone's going to run me over. Really sweet. Our top brand partners, Jacques du Manoir and Romer. All right, let's take a look-see. Now they know I'm here. Wonderful Shanti is going to give us a tour today, correct?
Absolutely.
Let's do it.
And thanks for being here. Yeah, what we'll do is we'll really follow the flow of the watch production. So the first part, first, one important point to say, watches, Swiss-made watches. Swiss-made watches have to follow the Swiss-made regulation, which means 60% of the watch head value has to be Swiss, okay? So this means a lot of operations are happening within this building here in Mendrisio. We have, first of all, the watch case factory, which is the first part of what we will be seeing today. And it's where we produce watch cases, watch case backs, all those parts. So going from there, we will move into watch assembly. So we've got some components that we need to buy from the outside, other things we have made. So we bring all of that together, and we've got the watch production and the water testing and all of that part. Finally, logistics. So a watch warehouse and how that all is then shipped off to the customer. So it's really the history of the watch, okay? Where are we now? We are in the beginning of the watch case factory. Right on this side is actually, we're looking at the quality department. There is really a lot of different tests that we do in-house that are important before we even start with our production. So we've got, for example, we receive materials, steel bars, but we need to make sure, is it the correct steel? Is it the right material? So in that case, what we do is we've got an X-ray machine, and it will tell us the exact composition of that material.
Cool.
To check it. And even more cool, Christian, we can actually trace that material, that original steel bar, all the way to the end product.
Awesome.
Yeah. So many different tests. There's a Strack test. I call it the IKEA test. It pulls the watch apart, and over here also there's more. But really the bottom line is that we need to make sure that all the goods that we produce, all the goods that we receive are tested, are compliant, and that they're compliant to whatever laws that we need to follow, but also to all the aesthetic requirements. We only started with this watch case factory around 2014, just over 10 years that we've been doing it.
Cool.
Which is quite new, which means that we were able to concentrate a lot on automation. Two things are expensive in Switzerland: time and people. So we need to make sure that we're as efficient as possible, and we get machines to help us with the processes.
Sounds good.
We can start from a steel bar, so 1 meter long. And you can imagine that this is good because I've always got material on stock. So I can always just, I've got something, I've got some prototypes, I've got whatever I want to start a production. I can always do it from a steel bar, or I can produce from a blank.
Okay.
A blank is a rough cutout of what I'm wanting to produce. So if I'm working from a blank, of course, I'm going to be faster in my machining operations, because here I first have to reach this level, right? But the blank comes with tooling. So the tooling will take time to produce, and it will have a cost. Okay. So if I'm not sure, or if I'm making prototypes, or if I've got a small series, it will make sense to go from a bar. If I've got a mass production and everything is good, then I definitely want to go with a tooling. It'll save me a lot of time.
Got quite a few here.
Yeah, and then there's different operations. Of course, first I've got my CNC, then I've got my grinding operation. So we'll be looking at grinding machines in our production area. Then all the finishing, so the polishing, the brushing, and finally the assembly of the watch case.
Cool.
Right? So let's just move forward. We have two main departments in our machining operation. Okay. So we've got the prototyping department and we've got the CNC department. Okay, so this is the first step. Prototyping, like the word says, it's small series. Okay. And the idea behind it is if I'm making 3,000 whatever bezel cases on this side, I don't want to stop the production to maybe make 25 seats here, but those pieces are maybe urgent for some.
Right.
So I want to make sure that I've got a separate flow for those and that they can always be made independently. And then here we've got our main operation happening. Of course, when things come out of machines, the surfaces still will have a certain amount of rugosity
Yeah.
imperfections. One way that we can reduce those imperfections before we move on to the next operation is through these sorts of operations. So you have to imagine we put on cases,
Yeah.
fix them on, and then they can get into this machine and it will turn. So it depends on the time of the day when they're moving. But those are ceramic stones, and the ceramic stones will remove all the imperfections. Okay?
That's really cool.
Yes.
There they are.
So the important thing is not to leave anything in the ceramic stones too long because
Yeah.
otherwise they'll overwork. So what we're looking at over here, this is an automated cleaning station. So anything that comes out of the machines will be full of oil and need to be cleaned before it moves on. This is something that can happen here. All of these machines are CNC machines. This is quite nice to see. So I was explaining to you about working from a bar.
Yeah.
So for certain components, it's very efficient. These will be case backs.
Okay.
And you have to imagine again, we've got the
Then we can do it from this side, sorry.
yeah, we've got the 1 meter long bar, and then we cut that bar as if it was bread, right? Just cut in the slices, and then we can start the machining. So they've already worked the inside area, and then they'll be now concentrating on this outer area, but you can still tell that it was originally a bar.
That's really cool.
You will see later on the different bars with the different type of steel.
I don't care.
More soft powder and
Nice. Well,
pretty unique here.
it's a lot going on.
So again, when we receive material, we will analyze it, make sure that it's the right one.
Yeah.
It will get a color so that we're sure that we're not going to be mixing anything up.
Yeah.
And and this will follow. So a specific loft will be produced with a specific bar, and then it will just move on.
My name is Marco Ferrari. I'm the Quality Assurance Manager for FM Swiss Logistics Group, JDM Group. And so I'm in charge for quality control checks, starting from the incoming inspection activities until the final products. I'm also responsible for the sustainability. We work very
Sustainability, you were saying.
Sustainability, yes, is very important, as you know. Sustainability in terms of environmental, in terms of human resource, ethics, and so on. And also concerning the international laws,
Okay.
related to chemical compliance.
Oh, so interesting.
Yeah, many topics.
Yeah.
Many topics.
What is your main headache right now? Which topic gives you the biggest headache right now?
EcoVadis certification,
Okay.
I think, yes. It is a platform for the sustainability. We just reached this year the certification from it. And
It's metal.
yeah, bronze medal. Yeah, we are in the top 15% of the companies
Worldwide.
worldwide. Yes, that reached the bronze medal. So it's a
Okay,
very
cool.
important result. Yeah,
Nice.
important goal. Yeah,
Important goal reached.
you reached.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now that's quality. Very good. How about you?
Maybe I'm production man.
There's the production.
Yeah, Mr. Production.
I like it.
Yeah. And in charge of deliveries, be on time, be a little bit strict. So
I like that.
yes. I say always to the guys, for example, we have a meeting, and I always say that we cannot be late because we produce watches. No,
So that doesn't go together.
exactly. So always on time. So that's important. A lot of challenges every day, something to do better, something to solve, and I'm here for that.
Yeah, awesome.
That easy, but yeah.
Maybe we can ask the same question. What's your biggest challenge right now?
Now, as you know, we are a little bit moving now.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Developing little spaces and things.
Now the biggest challenge is to keep everything on time during the
moving.
yeah. So that will be a big challenge.
While you're moving from A to B, stuff still gets shipped, right?
Exactly. We cannot stop the shipping, so the production. So that will be a big challenge. So I'm planning for the next year holiday on January. That when everything will be finished.
Yeah, that'll be a big holiday. What is your plan there? Where are you going?
For holiday.
Yeah, for holiday, of course.
Actually, it's still not
decided.
Yes, it depends how tired it will be. Maybe Spain or North.
Are you thinking something warm or maybe something cold to cool off?
Warm.
Warm, okay.
Yes.
Warm with a little bit of a cocktail.
Yeah,
Really relaxing.
relaxing.
Nice. That's the time when you can not worry about being on time. I get that.
I will let the watch at home.
Yeah, exactly. You just be like, yeah, I don't care. That's cool. I see your watch. Nice piece. You want to talk about it a little bit?
Sure.
This is our Meccano. Rohammer Meccano is the name of this model. The movement is completely in-house.
Okay, cool.
So, yeah, Stefano.
You were talking about challenges. That was it.
Yeah, it was a challenge, I think.
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah, we would never know now, you know?
So I made everything here. So that's looking amazing. So
Yes.
House, yes. We have also several checks during the production phase for this watch. Yeah, big challenge.
Yeah. Would you say this watch has the highest quality now that you're wearing it?
Yes.
certainly.
Of course, I only wear the best quality stuff.
Quality, man.
Yeah.
Just saying for that.
For sure. That's awesome. Are you wearing one too?
No, I am not wearing.
That's okay. Yeah, you need to be balanced. I get that. One is too. It gets too heavy.
I cannot choose one because so many.
Yeah, I get that. But hey, that's a trouble for our subscribers too. We do the subscription, right? So people collect watches.
Exactly.
And then the trouble is, what do I wear when? And with what?
Exactly. That's
And at work, a lot of us,
too many choices.
mini secret, I take the watches off when I work too because I don't like. Since you don't worry about time, it doesn't matter.
No. I know for you it's time. I have everything here. I'm clock.
And that's why you are where you are. Exactly. You're just a clock yourself. That's cool. Any little maybe fun story that you can think up spontaneously where you're like, this was hilarious?
I think we are not funny at all.
You're not funny? No.
We are the opposite of
The opposite of fun. Okay, since we're maybe getting close to October, maybe we can do a horror story then. Maybe a little Halloween story.
The horror is always when we are late. So in support for achievement or something goes wrong, that's the horror story.
If the production is friendly, the quality department is friendly.
Makes sense. So you got as in like a symbiosis.
Yeah, we work together. We hate each other, but we need each other.
Love and hate.
That's very romantic. Somehow we don't.
Yeah. That's a real romance. That's why the desk is over there, the yours is over there. You can take some space, but then when you wanna, connect, you can do that too.
Exactly.
I like that. Awesome.
They're always judging us, and there is judging us. So they're like when you know a wife that is judging you. You're not doing this. You rise, you.
As you could. Just I love you. So you guys are each other's like work wives.
Yes, exactly.
I gotcha. I like that. That's cool. Cool dynamic.
Yeah,
And you like it here? How long have you guys been working here?
me 8 years.
8 years.
Yeah.
Must be pretty nice then.
Yeah.
So far, so
very good. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very good company.
Yeah.
Many big challenge. We never annoying ourselves here. So
Good.
a lot of new things every day. Let's say.
Yeah. That's nice.
Yeah.
Same for you?
6 years.
6 years. Okay.
I came from a motorcycles company.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
I worked for a BMW group, and then I decided to switch.
Yeah, just switch. We're like the quality. I want to check on even smaller parts now. Precision. Yeah. Gotcha. That's cool. Ask him about his car with that name. Yeah. What about your car? Tell me that story.
I have a BMW.
Well, that checks out. That is good.
The Ferrari.
Ferrari, I'm far.
No, that's okay. Yeah, working on it. That's good. That would make this the name, it would make sense, right? Yeah. All right, maybe you can change your name. People do that,
I don't know. Yeah, I can try. Lamborghini.
Lamborghini. I thought you were gonna say it like Bayerische Motorenwerk. BMW. Has quite a ring to it. Not as romantic.
Strange part.
Yeah. Whereas Ferrari is like, it sounds fun and awesome. But Bayerische Motorenwerke, it's fine. It gives another kind of.
It's better.
All right, cool. To wrap this up, any kind of little tidbit about each other, maybe
Sorry.
like a fun fact or a horror fact about, like, you can tell one about him and he can tell one about you. That's really annoying or great. Now I'm really putting fuel in the fire, you see, in this dynamic. Now we're getting to the core for yourself. And I'm not here to help. I'm just here to find the fun and truth about.
Not in here, but then say something outside here.
Yeah.
I organized his bachelor party, and everything was very precise. But the quality was not controlled. Whereas it was not able to control. Yeah, I like that.
Cool.
Yeah, the process was literally out
of California.
That's the elephant story. Otherwise, there is
No, that's good. No, but that's what we're here for, right? That aspect.
now it's we have a very good relation style here. So yeah,
I can feel that already. Everybody's so fun and it's just a good time. So
yeah, it works very strict for the same objective.
yeah, for sure.
Go up and up.
Yeah.
So we are pushing every day. So
Cool. Well, pleasure to meet you guys.
Thank you too.
Very fun time.
thank you.
And I'll see you.
Thank you for
Yeah, for sure. When I
Sure.
turn the camera off, we'll, see where that goes then. Where the quality goes then. Arrivederci.
Here they are, Christian. Here's our set. Brand new, still smelling of paints.
Yes, very good.
So, the idea with these new offices was really to create an area which was better for us to work in. So again, getting rid of long corridors, getting people together to talk.
Yeah.
So we're really fortunate in having different meeting areas. We have several of these meeting rooms just where we can quickly get together, discuss things. Also welcome any visitors or suppliers, customers that we may have. So yeah, let me just give you a quick show around. These are some of the offices. At the back there, we have Edo's office, which you'll probably look at in more detail, and the CEO. We've got accounting, we've got purchasing working all together here. And then moving down the line, here we have this open space area, which is really for the customer service, okay, and the production planning. And they are the ones that really make it happen so that our distributors receive their watches. They keep in contact with the end customers. If there's any after sales, anything like that, it's happening right here.
All right.
Okay, this is what we call our aquarium. No, this is our technical assets. So this is the team of two guys here who will be preparing all the technical drawings. And this is, of course, a very, very important part of going from design to production.
Right.
Okay, again, this is an important part of the Swiss-made watches. You have to have the technical drawings also made here in Switzerland.
Right. The engineering drawings.
Exactly.
Design.
Exactly. So we're not talking about the aesthetics. We're actually talking about dimensions. We're talking about how does everything fit together. And ultimately, making a watch is like building a family, right?
Right.
You have to make sure that all the components within it click and work. And that is only possible if you really make sure that dimensions are controlled, that there is a structure within what you're trying to do. And yeah, so basically, Edo, who you talked to already, he has the idea and the aesthetics, and these guys make it possible, translate it into a production language.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah, sounds good. Cool.
Okay, so now we're moving into one of our watch warehouses. First thing, what you got to see in the assembly, you had the watches which were packed in exactly these carton boxes. So nobody else touched them. We've got Jacques du Manoir watches very nicely packed here, already with their warranty card and all the information that you need. Interesting is, with our barcode, you also have the information concerning the battery life. So when the lady will come through to scan the watches to then ship them, she will be told by the system if the battery life is maybe old or it's been sitting there for some time. We will change that first. In the morning, it's actually very cool because she comes in here and the iPad will tell her the fastest way
Oh, cool.
to get the watches between all these shelves, and there's a lot of them. So we've got 3 big warehouses. So she will be able to tell the fastest way to pick all the watches that she needs. And this will be very useful, again, to save some time. So it's the small things that can make sometimes a big difference. Okay?
Absolutely. It all adds up in the end.
It all adds up, it's
Yeah,
a few seconds here, a few minutes there, and eventually you've got the hours.
that's right.
So this is really what we aim for and what we work towards, to make, again, work as efficient and as easy also as possible. The
Extra percentage that you can take out of it.
exactly,
Right.
exactly. So you really want to make things nice. Very simple. Again, you've got a position, you've got the shelf has a name, and a certain amount of references will be saved in that location. And yeah, when she comes through, I don't know, 50 watches need to be shipped to Germany of the reference, then she'll be left with 58 on the shelf.
Right.
And that will automatically be updated in our system. So always keeping a good inventory. Another thing that you're seeing over here, she's just preparing some online sales. So this is something that we do for some of the brands. And it's quite nice because any orders that we receive before 11, she can pre-pack them and prepare them, put in whatever little details are eventually necessary. We've got some gift boxes or whatever, and prepare that box for shipping.
Again, how long does that usually take from grabbing one to it being on the road?
Any orders that we'll receive by 11 in the morning will be shipped out on the same day.
Okay.
Others, of course, and if we're looking at distributors, those will be taking maybe a little bit longer because they'll be probably bigger amount of watches.
Of course.
But we try to keep the timeline as short as possible and to make sure that our watches are always available to our customers.
Talking about your cool job and
Hi guys, I am Edo. Yep, I'm in charge of the design, basically the men's product, let's say. And we have a lot of nice brands, and the one I want to talk about, it's Romer. It's an old brand. It's from 1888, so we have a lot of history behind. And the design process always involves also the past things, because doing watches is really one important thing that, okay, we are not here since yesterday. We have a long story behind, and this is really important about reliability and why we are on the market since that time. So that's it's really something, a big asset for our brand. And let's say that our inspiration point is always the past. So for example, taking names from the past or taking inspiration for old models, it's really a big things, especially today that everybody is doing everything. So in every field you can see, for example, motorcycling. Every brand is doing like off-road, on-road, which every kind of motorcycle. So they are losing really their, let's say, their knowledge or their really history behind. And okay, when we go and we make something, probably we already did it in the past, so it's something belonging to us in a way. Okay, the history was really long, and okay, the market tells us we have to go in that direction, not in that one. But for example, now we are reproposing like square cases that in the past were really famous, really popular. And for example, the watch Marco's wearing, it's our Meccano. And I'll show you something.
Yeah.
The 3D model here. So as you can see, it's exactly the same. So it was really designed starting from a scratch, and then here it is. The first step is to have a 3D model that you can really appreciate proportion, size, and all the things. We have also a prototyping machine that allows us to have like a prototype the case in plastic, let's say, and you can basically start your job in the morning and work all day long, and then at the end of the day you can launch a new prototype, and the day after you can put a watch on your wrist, and this is really cool in my job.
Yeah, for sure.
You can change like 0.5 millimeter of the size of the watch, and it saves a lot of time, because otherwise you have to wait the prototyping phase, and it will take months, and going backwards it will take months again. Yeah, it's not really easy. So basically 3D modeling, it's my bread and butter. Every day I'm doing this, and it gives you the possibility to have a lot of new things. And for example, you can have let's say renders. I'll show you something here. So this is really basics renders, just to see colors and matching. Okay.
Yeah.
For example, this is the watch Marco wear on the wrist.
Oh yeah.
Okay. But we can do something more. For example, we can have like animations. Okay. This is
Okay. Well, the move
works.
actually working. Yeah.
And now turns, and in a way it's explode. Yeah, as you see. And so it's something that you can use really in 10,000 ways, just to communicate better the shape and the design. And okay, we used this video in Orgenta Fair last year, and it's really something really easy to get. But the starting point is the 3D model. So basically, I have to say that first step is scratch on paper, and then 3D modeling starts really close to this scratch on paper.
Yeah.
And then we go on. For example, another model I can show you is this one. This is a quite new model. It's called Pro Auto. As you can see, it's a skeleton, automatic movement. The case is really shaped. Okay, we can go in details, designing also the back plate. And as you can see, the movement is still there. Okay, the hands are properly done. And next step is to have like a realistic view. This watch, you can change, for example, materials very easily. So, for example, we can have a yellow watch.
Yeah.
Okay, in seconds. Okay, it's not good looking. Go backwards. Okay.
Is this your kind of process where you do like trial and error? You see what works, what doesn't work?
And in seconds, you have like 10 different options.
Yeah.
And then you can choose. And it's something that, regarding colors, you will never get the right color at the first stage, let's say. Okay, for example, if you go with blue dials, it's much more common ones. You always have to fight with suppliers because I mean, this is the blue I want and you did this one, it's too purplish, it's too light, it's always the same story. But I mean, it takes the long process to have exactly what you have in mind. And this instrument really allows you to go with really a quick speed. Imagine one day just designing by hand and trying to understand if the 3D will be like the drawings. Will be really challenging. And you will ever in a way add a different let's say goal or a different watch instead of what you were thinking at the beginning. And it was challenging. But nowadays, okay, if you do something like this, it's really precise to the reality. So you can really speed up the process really a lot.
Cool. So my question, you said it starts like with a little paper and quickly goes into this.
Yeah.
What gives you like the inspirations maybe for a specific design, or where do you draw that from?
Basically, as I told you before, the inspiration is always taken from the past. And also the market, it's really demanding, and you have to take care about what are the trends nowadays, because if you do and have a common round design like this, but you can, for example, have an injection of, let's say, new appearance, new fresh air, going with, you know, bright green dials like this.
Cool.
And changing colors of the dials, or only the opening of the dial instead, it's really changing a lot. Also the finishing of the case, it's really something we are really trying to simulate before, just to go straight to the goal.
Yeah.
So basically, starting from the past, as I told you, taking new trends and mixing up all together what the market are asking, basically, and putting all together, it's really something that produce new things. We are quite lucky because we are able to do not 100% classic watches. We can mix something that goes into a modern ways, taking something from the past. And this is really a nice mixer, because it's not, you know, really a watch that only classic men's can wear, or old men's in a way can wear. We are trying to satisfy every different customer in a way. So mixing up all these elements together. Sometimes it's much more easy to wear, sometimes it's much more modern, but I mean the aim is always the same. It's to give something new to the customer.
Okay. What, without losing like that old traditional style vibe or whatever.
Exactly.
Right? It's always the best of both worlds, trying to get that.
Yeah, if you Google the name Romer, you will see that there was really a huge history in movement making first, and then watchmaking, and then you will see a lot of models that you won't think that another brand produced it in the past, because at that age, watchmaking was really different instead of nowadays, because one model was shared between many brands, and the only difference was the movement inside.
Yeah.
And okay, we proudly can say that Romer was a big movement producer. So we started really from the hardcore of the watchmaking, let's say.
Cool.
Yep.
And that carries through till today.
Yeah, exactly.
So
for example, the one I showed you before, It has our own movement inside. So as Marco said before, was a big challenge because once making cases and bracelet and dials and a wall watch, it's difficult. When you go in really in movement making, it's another level. So really challenging, but it's something belonging to us. So nobody can have this movement.
Yeah.
And it's a limited edition watch, so probably nowadays it's totally done, but we will propose for sure in the future something with this movement again. That will be really nice.
Do you have like a favorite challenge maybe that you overcame in the design process that you can remember?
Oh,
Or maybe something the least favorite also could be fun to hear.
okay. No, the funny thing is that I never did it, but if the first day of the year I will count all the design we're doing all year long, trying to understand how many went at the end of the year on the market. It will be really funny to find this number, because for sure it's not just one design, one product, one success. Never happened. So you have to work real lot. Maybe you have to put together two different things. So first you design a dial, then you design the case, then the bracelet, then have an inspiration from another field. And another thing that I'm really looking deeply to do, it's the not only watchmaking, it's my inspiration, okay, but other fields. For example, motorcycle, it's one of them. Every year I go and visit the fair, for example in Milan, EICMA fair, and I took really inspiration for all the design products on the market, at every field. For example, cars, it's another big, inspiration, and
it also goes well together, right? You want your motorcycle to go with your watch.
Something like exactly. It's something related. It's something we belong to, let's say, men's toys. So
That's a good way to put it. While you are, on the handle, you want to see that watch looking nice, working well with either the motorcycle handle or the steering wheel, whatever.
this stuff, the light.
It's rocking, you're stopping the light.
You have to, be proud of that.
That's exactly. I like that. Cool. Awesome. And this is your workstation here, right?
Yeah,
This is where you do your everyday.
Yeah, it's clean because today is Monday, so you have to see on Friday how is it. It's not like this.
Yeah, we're starting a fresh week.
Yeah.
On Friday, this will be one big mess.
Covered by scratches.
Little post-its, everything.
Post-it, it's just like one little here, but it will be like look like this. Exactly.
Well, maybe I should come back on Friday for the before and after transformation, We could do that at some point.
I'll wait for you.
Yeah, that's good. He'll be here, huh? Oh, he's where I can find you. Oh, wait, where are you? Is he? I'm here at my desk. Okay, cool. Well, thank you for giving us an insight on
My
the
pleasure.
design process. Anything, maybe a few last things you want to share? Is something special?
I have to admit that I'm a lucky guy because I design something I like.
Yes.
And this is really important because in my design history, I design at different things, different fields, but it's the first time since I'm working in watch business that I'm designing something that I'm looking forward to put on the list. This is really something super wow to do.
Totally. I can see that. That must be fun. Now, did you design the watch that you're wearing?
Yes, of course. Okay, this is, funny stories that I tell to my friends at Friday night when we used to drink something together. Okay, this watch? I designed it.
Yeah, he's this good.
Argument.
That's a good art. Is that how you met your wife? You were like, hey, check out this watch. I designed this thing.
No, I asked her, what time is it?
Exactly. And she was like, I don't know. You're the one with the watch. Oh yeah. Oh God. Now that you're speaking of it, I designed this thing.
Exactly. Well,
There's always a way to get it into the conversation, right?
exactly.
Perfect. Well, thank you. Thank you.
You know.
Cool. Awesome.
Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah, for sure.
So we're on the 3rd floor now of the building. And if we just walk along, we will be looking at the watch assembly first. In this area, we had our old offices on this side. We are in the process of moving a lot of the operations to another floor. I'll be showing you the work in progress as the last part of our tour. And the reason for that is that, again, it always goes back to the principle of efficiency. How can we be more efficient? How can we save time? Time being expensive, right?
I'm assuming no one ever sits on this to take a break.
You know, we've had a lot of
Wastes time.
people sitting on this one during the Christmas parties, but that's about it.
That's when there's some time.
Yeah. Exactly. So anyway, we have, this area has really served us well. We have all the main warehousing operations are happening in the central area. Then we've got a corridor going along with changing rooms. Mensa area is on this side. And at the very end, we have the watch assembly. Okay?
Okay.
So of course, walking back and forth takes some time.
Yes.
And keep that in mind when I will be showing you the work in progress downstairs.
Yes.
Because then you can really appreciate the difference that that will make. Yeah, so I was explaining to you about how the case factory was made quite recently in 2014, the first real operations. And the reason for that is that we knew that the Swiss-made laws were changing, and we had to make sure that our brands would continue to be compliant with all the Swiss-made regulations.
Okay.
So this is the reason that this huge investment was made, and it served us very well. And actually what has been interesting is that our model was very appreciated also by other main watchmaking groups. So we've actually received a lot of requests for components and even for complete watches from higher positioned brands. And it's been useful to us, a real learning process, to integrate their quality standards into our production flow, maintaining the same production flow for everybody. And then of course there will be small specifications which will be different at the end. Okay, so here we are. Assembly-wise, we need to actually dress up.
Ooh, cool.
So, let's see. You get this.
Thank you.
You get that. And you get one as well. And then we have...
Gonna film Driton changing.
Yeah,
It'll be the highlight of this video.
the highlight of the video.
Okay, a quick pause while I jump into this thing.
So, first a few words about the room we're in. This machine over here is controlling not only the temperature, but also the humidity. And when we open the door, there's a slight pressure, so the dust can only flow out and not actually come in. This is of course to maintain the area as clean as possible for the watch assembly operations. The watch assembly in itself is actually quite traditional. We start with the setting of the dial on the movement, then we move on to the hands. Finally, that module is being placed in a case. The case is closed. We now have a watch head. We do water resistance testing. 100% of all our watches are tested with real water. And then finally, the bracelet is assembled and the watches are packaged. And this is also an important point because it means that the watches that our distributors will receive will not have been touched. So she's just in the process of preparing some Roamer watches which have freshly been prepared and assembled. So she's now applying the hang tag the warranty card, everything goes into that wonderful sachet, which is already with the reference and all the details of the watch. And then, yeah, it's already ready to go into our warehouse like this. And then it just needs to go into the carton box to be shipped to Hamburg, okay?
Sounds good.
Okay, so let's look at the operations in a bit more detail. One thing which is interesting, we can assemble hands in different ways. It can either be a very traditional hands, done by hands. So maybe we can just move at the bottom there and start from there. And then we move up and I can show you the different operations. This is always a very, very nice moment in the watch assembly because hand setting, you can appreciate how much precision this actually takes.
Absolutely.
And you know, she really has to know what she's doing. But especially what I love about this point is that this is where the watch comes alive. Okay, it's like a heart kicking, and you can see it before, you know, before she's putting on the hands, no movement, and then she puts it down, and you can see from the tray everything is starting to tick. So this is actually a really nice thing. What she's doing there is making sure that it's perfectly clean, that there's no dust or particles or anything on the dial. So you see here she's got the nice dial, Romer dial. She's now setting the hour hand first. Then comes the minute hand. And finally she has the second hand. So of course we also have to balance what kind of watches we are assembling on any given day in our production line, because you'll have watches which chronographs will take more than two hands watches, of course, to assemble. So once we're done with this top area, we can move on. Ooh, these are very nice. Here we've got some Romer. What are these ones called, my friend? Skeletons? Skeletons. Yes. Competence. That's the name. So here we have. She is just setting the dials, which have now been prepared with the hands, and she's setting that into the case. So she has to really make sure that the watch case is perfectly clean before that is positioned. The stem has already been cut to the right size. And then she can insert it. The movement holder to keep everything together. Making sure there's nothing in there, and it's ready for the next step.
All right. Cool.
Okay, so I think the
Sorry, I'm
same
getting
thing
in
is probably...
everyone's face with that thing, but...
No, don't worry. This one here, let's just go over here maybe. This was just to show you that the closing of case backs then happens. So I don't know how important that is for you to show, but in any case, you know, you'll have your watch head. He's now preparing it to close the case back. So there again, depending on the type of case back that you have, it can be a screwed one, it can be snap, it can be with screws. So each individual screw has then got to be, you know, closed individually. So one always has to consider all those small operations that go into the watch preparation. For sure, once you have the watch head, then you will be doing the water testing, which I'll show you in a minute. And then finally, the watch will be ready for the strap-on bracelet assembly.
Okay.
So, again, many different ways of doing that. It can be with tubes and pins, as it is in this case. It can be with simple spring bars. It can be, once again, with screws. So all of these operations will take time, and we always have to consider the precision that is needed for that, right? So one of the things that we do not like here is to do a lot of overtime, because after the 8th hour, people start to be quite tired. So if at all necessary, we prefer to come back on a Saturday morning, if really there is a need, than to do any overtime, because people will
Your mind gets tired, it gets slower.
Your mind gets tired.
I've been there.
Eyes. So that's
We
the
all been
reason. Our day starts really early. so that, you know, people can then also finish early.
Right.
And that's important. You may notice that here it's mostly ladies, so there's a lot of families involved here. And that's also something that we like to work with people for a long time.
Yeah.
To keep people within the family.
Right.
That is our group.
Yeah. Cool.
So a lot of training goes into them, and we're happy that they appreciate working here and trying to find solutions to make it, you know, a good balance.
A good balance, of course.
Right.
Yeah, I love that.
So that's
Very
always
cool.
important. So here again, the same thing. What we're looking at the final stages, both of these ladies are checking complete watches, making sure there is no scratches, that everything is as it needs to be, so that the watch can be packaged and given the go-ahead for the warehouse. What we have here is the water resistance testing. So all watches go through this, and it's extremely important. First, they will have air pressure test, and the watch head needs to be released from the air pressure test, so it needs to be good in this phase for it to be given the go-ahead on the actual water resistance. So we've got two big pots over here, and the pots, these are Roxo watches which can test watches up to 400 meters. Up to 400 meters. So that's 40 ATM. And that will cover most of our watch production. And you can have, if you look at the lady over there, she's just preparing some trays.
Okay.
So those round trays, you can fit either 120 large watches or 240 small watches into one pot at a given time.
Yeah.
So this means, you know, you also can do it at a volume.
Yeah.
And once the watches have been in the real water, which mimics diving operation, so the pressure will be increased gradually, and then the watch will be coming back up, so to speak. Okay?
So to simulate like diving down into the deep water and coming back up.
That's exactly what is happening. But the test is not going to be when the watch comes out, do I have an aquarium in my watch? That is very, very unlikely.
Yeah.
Again, also, and especially because the watch will in any case have gone through the air pressure test beforehand. What we will do is those trays, those heating racks, will heat the watches to about 60, 70 degrees, okay? You can see you've got watch heads and they're, you know, they are heated up there. And then once you have heated them sufficiently, they're moved to cooling pods. And the cooling pods are at around 12, 13 degrees. The temperature shock will bring out condensation.
Right.
Okay? So the condensation is what you're wanting to see. A little bit of condensation is normal. It's the air that you were breathing, so a little bit will have been present. But anything above a minute is considered not water resistant.
Okay.
Okay. So that's about it.
And then those get just sorted out or reassembled, or what happens to
So
those?
which is a very small percentage, but if there is a water which leaked, it will be sorted out. We will put it to the side. We will check is there any component that we can save, but if the water has reached the movement, there's not a lot that you can do. Okay. So yes. So I don't know if you can just see next to that lady, there's the cooling pods. And those ones are what will define the shock.
Okay.
So again, if you just want to, you see, here you've got the temperatures, and here the watch heads are just being heated. So currently now they seem to be at about 59 degrees, so they still need to go a little bit before they can be put on the cooling pods.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Celsius, by the way, for all those who don't use that.
Exactly, exactly.
Couldn't be me.
Right, so this is pretty much how the assembly works.
Okay.
I don't know if you have any specific questions that maybe that we can help you with.
How long does it take from, I guess, the first step to the last step usually?
Sure. So it can be done very fast, but the way we do it, as you saw, we have different steps. So we want to make sure that we have a very strict planning of our production. So typically, from the beginning to the end, what we will produce is a lot. So 100 watches, 150, and they'll all move forward together. Okay? And that will take about 10 days, more or less, roughly, very roughly, depending on. So yes, it's just a matter of making sure that it moves forward at a correct pace and that all the quality controls are done at each point.
Awesome.
So where we are now is the manual finishing department, and also quality controls are being taken care of in this area here. It's where the little things are checked to make sure there is no imperfections, there is no little scratches or anything before those components are then released for the actual watch production. Another thing which of course is important, and we can kind of see it also on this side, is the machines can only go so far when we're talking about polishing. So if we're looking at a mirror finish, for example, then often the final touches are actually done by hand here. So we will have co-workers, you can see one lady is working over there, who will really be working on that mirror finish to make sure that the surfaces are spotless. Okay?
Awesome.
All
No
right.
spots allowed.
No spots allowed.
Very good.
Okay.
We are in Switzerland.
That's right. The land of
one-
watchmaking.
What we will do now is we'll move up to the third floor,
Okay, I'll cut.
and we will look at the watch assembly.
Is this a 42 millimeter?
It shall be a 42, yeah, that's my maximum size that I know.
That's anything else you don't like? Looks too big?
It does look good on me. It does look good on me.
Yeah. Because it's just not aesthetically pleasing to you.
I don't have like a bloaty wrist or whatever you say. Smaller is also fine, but like too small is also like it has to be between, I would say, 40 and 42.
40 and 42.
This is my size.
I like that too. It's a classy size. I feel like
It is.
older watches tend to be a little bit smaller, I think, right?
Yeah, there is a trend, especially on ladies' watches, where we see really in different markets demands are smaller sized watches. So we can have a look maybe later on also on the current novelties right now, where you can really see there is a difference in the last few years, I would say, that people are asking for it, and it's kind of interesting, and we have to react to that demand.
Trend. Yeah,
Trend.
for sure.
Yeah.
Well, let's dive into some trends that you have brought along, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Let's look at some watches.
Exactly. Like
Show us some stuff.
maybe as we are talking now about the ladies' watches, this is not quite a novelty right now. This is launched, I think, 2 years ago. It's a very nice, gives some vintage vibes.
Yeah.
A bangle watch for ladies with a diamond on it.
All right.
A real diamond.
With that real diamond action.
Woo!
And the big roamer tag. Very cool.
Exactly. So
Classy.
very classy, very elegant. Customers, when we presented it first, they were kind of not convinced. We had to do the work a little.
Yeah.
But after launching it, and there were like there was a demand for it, and there were reorders. So we are producing this watch now in the fourth, fifth, not generation, but production round. So this is always a good sign.
Yeah.
And this is also where we because this is my main part in the company, taking care of the marketing bit, where we want to find niches, like where can we tell stories, what is interesting for the customer, and especially on roamer, we figured out there is a niche on diamond watches. Real diamond watches for ladies in a specific price range. where we basically have no or very little competition. So we stand a huge chance there to really get the biggest piece of the cake.
Yeah.
And that's why also when it comes to content creation, I normally work with a lot of creative people, for example 3D artists who do these kind of animations for us to really bring out the best of the watch, or lifestyle shootings, whatever might the goal be of that.
So then naturally, it's mostly your wrist showcasing these, right? To get the best out of them.
Yeah, exactly. Especially when it comes to diamond watches, Like
No, I always think my hairy wrist, nobody wants hairy arms, just like wrapping around these little things. No, I get that. Yeah. This is more for the masculine vibes,
Exactly. Funny story about this watch. This is actually a very old watch of our collection. This is like 14, 15 years ago.
Okay.
And one of my colleagues wore it because she found it probably in our archive or whatever.
Yeah.
And she said like, it's kind of trending. She saw it somewhere else and it's like matching her outfit, whatever. And I really happened to be in that meeting. She wore this on a meeting. We were talking about something completely different. And then actually our boss at that time, he said like, what are you wearing? And she was like, it's one of our old watches. Show me. And then, hey, we could redo that. So we did some facelifting, fine-tuning and everything, and then we relaunched it, and it was a huge success. And built on that diamond story, we have launched, I think, 3-4 other families as well. So we have this niche, let's say, on Romer diamond watches, and it all started with this specific ones.
That's cool. That's the name of the model, diamond, right?
Elegance diamond.
Elegance diamond. Oh, so not just regular diamonds.
Yeah, exactly. That's the point. What we always try, like, to make it more easy to understand. Every watch that carries a diamond, it's called Solar diamond. It's called Cassandra diamond. So all these female names. Solars.
Yes.
On another hand, is the French name of Solothurn, where Romer was actually found. So it's we took the name of that, and just to give like some kind of heritage or history behind, because this is connected to the brand itself.
Right. Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
So we have a huge, just for your understanding, Romer used to be always known for automatic watches in the Swiss
Watch world,
let's say, and ladies were there, yes, but there was never a strong collection behind. So we really noticed that the guy who usually purchases a Romer, he also wants to have something for his wife, girlfriend, whatever.
Okay.
And that's why we developed the collection. We made it also more simple. We used to have in the past automatic watches for ladies, and the demand on that specific segment decreased. So we kind of let it fade out through the evolution of the brand, let's say, and implemented more and more, let's say, fashionable, classic, unique shaped design watches like the Elegance diamond with a square shape. And so that's why I would say now it became from 70-30 gender split, 70 gents, 30 ladies. It is now I would say 60-40 or even a little more. So it's getting more and more relevant for us, which is great, and we can tell nice stories around it.
So you're saying that some of these collections and designs, since you said some guys like also a nice watch for their girlfriend, wives, whatever, that you make them together, like in tandem, it's like the guy's version, the girl's version. I think
also, we also have couple watches. We have these kind of set watches. It's interesting. In some markets, for example, wedding watches are very popular, so there is a demand of it, to gift the groom and the bride.
Absolutely.
And we have also special sets for it. We have also like the diamond story. Like for example, the gents are more in a masculine shape, let's say, more simple and technical or a sporty touch. And in the same design language, we have the ladies watch that carries, for example, a diamond in it.
Yeah.
So this is
More aesthetic and
more aesthetic, more like the emotional.
yeah, it's cool.
Exactly. So when it comes to gents, as an example, this beautiful timepiece is there.
And also, for people who really like to see the inner workings,
Yeah,
then it's perfect because there you can really appreciate how it's all put together, how it buckles together. Huh?
Swiss craftsmanship, like
Exactly. And the engines,
like there is a heartbeat.
and it has the open case back too. It's hard to see.
Exactly. Normally all our automatic watches have an open case back, depending on the model, but usually 90% of it. But this one is like even open on the surface, so it's kind of an eye catcher already.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Another talking piece that we have in our collection. Maybe I can show this eye-catchy color here.
Yeah, hold it to the camera.
So this is our Seiko automatic watch, also with an opening in the back.
Yeah.
And this specific color, it's like the ice blue or Tiffany blue. This was kind of trending, I would say last season or the season before. It is still in our collection. It is there is still a demand of it, but it's like more a sporty approach. If you have like the comparison of both watches, both are automatic, very aesthetic in their own ways, but this has more like a more sporty, classic, more simple approach, where the skeleton is a little more eye-catching.
Right. This is a little, like you said, simpler. I do love this color, by the way.
This color is super nice.
It's amazing. It reminds me a little bit of the water here in the region, like the lakes and the rivers. They're so like light green, light blue, turquoise almost.
Almost, yeah.
I mean, and it reflects that a little bit. Maybe I'm interpreting too much into it, but that's what I feel.
Yeah, it's a really nice one, yeah.
Yeah.
Usually, when it comes to guys, let's be honest, they are always tending to a more classic color. Either they go with black, blue, or white, silver, let's say. It's almost the same. So this specific color is, of course, you cannot easy combine it with your outfits, but actually that's not even the point, because you want it to
stand out from the
whatever
rest.
you're wearing. This watch will pop out, definitely. So
For sure.
it's kind of an eye catcher. Yeah,
Totally. Very cool.
yeah, thank you. I just showed you all the more, let's say, sophisticated watches.
Let's look at some not sophisticated.
No, still sophisticated, but let's say, because Romer has
Big variety.
let's say more the origin is in automatic watches, but we have also simpler watches that are more three hands, etc. So maybe also one of our top sellers right now is the Montalbano, which is named also after the region here, of course, and it is different to the Seiko you saw before. It is more elegant, more classy, with a Swiss touch of it, let's say, and also an opening in the back. So we try to match every need. There is a demand
For this one, it's so cool that I don't know if the camera can catch that, but the way that the light hits the dial, it just changes the green from like dark to light green.
Exactly, it's
very
super
cool.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, at that the first side is like a simple classic watch,
Yeah.
but again, as you just said, it kind of
This
interests
is really a good light for these watches.
this environment
Oh, that works out.
as the
Amazing. And what does Montalbano stand for?
Montalbano is a region here.
Region?
Tedo.
It's basically a place in Sicily from Dr.
Okay.
It's
A
basically
little bit further away.
our favorite restaurant here.
Oh, for them.
That's where that was inspired. Okay, got it. My favorite restaurant.
Well, that also we even gave the owner one of these watches because we go there very often. The food is amazing. So next time, if you have a little more time, and maybe
Nice.
when the weather, we can sit outside. Super nice terrace and everything.
Show off our Montalbanos.
Of course, we will all three of us do whether Montalbano or two.
Yeah, you feel like, hey, this watch is named after this restaurant.
Yeah, exactly.
They're like, oh, amazing. Here, eat this.
Yeah.
That's cool. What a fun story.
Yeah.
Nice. Any other watches named after different restaurants and bars here?
No, not yet. We have other models maybe in mind that we can name after.
Okay,
Even people, when it comes to brands, we have a few brands, and usually for Jacques du Manoir, we can talk later on. But there we choose, for example, names of ladies. So
that work you out of
there are also that work here, like the daughter of Gaulois, so a colleague here. So it's kind of interesting and like always a nice laugh when you find out then finally that we had a watch named after them. So
That's cool.
yeah, so we kind of do that.
That's nice. That really ties into the whole,
Yeah,
like, working together, family aspect that you're describing. Right?
it is really like that. So we are. I mean, you saw our whole factory. It's we are not small, but we are also not a giant. We are somewhere in between, and I think I consider us still as a really family. There is I'm how to say there is a family really working here. Like for example, the GM of this production site here, his father founded the company, so he now leads it, of course, and his two sisters are working here. One is in finance, one is in production. His mother also used to work, so now the next generation, his two daughters, might also join the company one day, but they are a little too small now. Maybe 20 years ahead.
Down the line.
Yeah, so it's always like nice to have, because I personally worked in a few companies throughout my career, and there is a difference if it's owned company and the founder is still there, and if this is or if it's a corporate company where you have managers who join, stay for 2 years, leave, others come, other visions, other.
It makes sense.
It's there is a difference. I can tell.
That's cool. So now we talked about some sophisticated, elegant watches. You know, they would go well on you with your nice outfit.
Yeah.
Do you have anything maybe sporty you can show me that I can wear with my sporty outfit?
Maybe my. Ooh. Okay.
All right.
So here we have more watches that have a sporty approach. Let's say this is our Gran Sportivo that Edo designed. It comes in a super nice set. The idea behind is really to have like a motor-driven.
And you get the leather strap and
you have both additional models, both straps, so you get some kind of a two-in-one. The two sub-dials, they look like a speed tachymeter. Say like
speedometers.
Speedometers, yeah. So the whole layout, design, also the communication behind. So these kind of things make it very easy for me to create the content for it.
Right, yeah.
Because there is a story behind, there is something to tell. Let's be honest, if a watch is very
Me holding this.
simple, 3 hands, yeah, sure.
You can see the box down there.
Ah, yeah, there it is. Gran Sportivo.
Gran Sportivo, yeah.
Wonderful. It does look like, you know, a Kardashian a little bit. Very cool. All right, guys, what do you think? Throw it in the comments. Very good.
So the whole Sportivo line, so this is the Gran Sportivo. We started basically with the Sportivo 1, Sportivo 2, Sportivo 3. So the whole concept behind is to have a limited edition watch.
Okay.
That is a number that comes with a certificate also. So you purchased number 7 from 199, 299, whatever the production was.
Number is, yeah.
And it turned out to be so successful that we launched, I think, Sportivo 4 this year, and the Gran Sportivo is another one. So that concept was very successful, and we will continue probably with Sportivo 5 with it. So it's
And then they all have, so the 5 has a limited edition number, the 4, they're gone, and then so if I'm buying...
exactly.
Okay.
And there is
So you're not making more of these, you just make...
No. This is finished. We produce it. It is limited because then you have to be also authentic and fair,
Right.
of course. And we just changed the design a little all the time. So the Sportivo 1 had maybe a different finishing on the dial, on the design, different colors. Sportivo 2 came with different colors, and also the setup of the dial was different. So this is the concept behind.
Yeah.
This here is a diver's watch,
Yeah.
the Deep Sea 200. So it's 20 ATM, 200 meters. It has a really nice sporty approach, and more with a guy who likes to have a little, let's say,
A little getaway, you know.
yeah, very cool. You would not really wear this one, for example, with the suit. So maybe a guy with the shirt who is just a sport, has a sporty.
I would throw this on right now. It would suit well right now.
It would fit.
And 200 meters is my limit anyway. I don't go deeper than that, because then my lungs, they would not hurting, and it's just a mess.
What is that?
So that works out well for you. What I do love about this one specifically is that, since it's a diver, the dial, the face of the watch looks like waves, deep, dark ocean waves. Very cool. Oh, watch out before I'm dropping this. Very cool.
Yeah, so again here, I see myself always like the communicator between sales and design team. And when you get these kind of interesting pieces to create a story about, or I talk a lot to our designers, of course, what is the idea behind, what can we create out of it? So it makes my life, of course, much easier to do something, right?
Yeah, for sure. Oh, this one I really like.
Yeah.
Like I said, I could, and had just the way that I look right now, it would suit me well, I think.
Yeah. No.
So I'll keep that in mind.
Okay, good.
I'll remember that one.
So you have to decide now, Montalbano or this one?
Yeah. It's not easy. Deciding is hard,
Yeah. Exactly. So on Romer, we have when it comes to storytelling, which is of course very important in terms of marketing and social media. We have the aspect of history and heritage that we can talk about the brand. So the whole story about our milestones, what happened, it was founded 1888, what were the first milestones, what was created first, what did the company start with first, and a lot of designs that Edo or Amy do today are also connected to the past. So this gives me also some kind of room to connect these dots together, and with the people that I work with to create a nice animation out of it, 3D lifestyle. You have a lot of authentic footage that I can show you later on if you want, which really adds a new layer to the brand's image. So this is really interesting for me to tell the Romer heritage story. On the other hand, we have the Swiss craftsmanship, the whole watchmaking process of it that is also more for the sophisticated watch lovers, let's say, who is really willing to know what's inside there, what is the movement, what is the power reserve of this watch, because there are details that are interesting for our target audience, and this is where I see my part when it comes to marketing, really to feed that need, to give them the information to really tell the Romer story entirely.
And to reach the people, I guess, where they're at the moment in terms of interest levels too, right? So
Also, yeah,
as I said, the way you communicate the certain strengths of these watches to the person who, like I said, is more into the details or more into the designs or more into the history and all that, and you then tie it together.
True. And also challenging and interesting, because I'm with Roma since 2011, so it's been a while. This was also like the beginning of certain things like social media and all these kind of things. They were in the making. They were not everywhere. They were not mainstream. A few brands did this, and now, as you just said, to reach the consumer on that level, for example, unboxing videos of certain watches and all these things that are now normal and very popular and can get a high reach. These things didn't exist before. The people were like not really interested, or they were not very common. So now to create that kind of content is very important, and to have the people who can do these kind of things. We do a lot of things also internal to showcase watches or whatever design concept, let's say. But as you just said, reaching the people where you can reach them, this is sometimes tricky to find out, but also a nice challenge to have.
Yeah, for sure. That's cool.
So when it comes to Romer, again, the story behind Romer is
What does Romer mean for you?
For me, it's actually the English word of it, even if it's a Swiss-made brand. Romer, like somebody who's traveling, who seeks adventure, who doesn't stay in one place. This is like really roaming around.
Right.
Not the negative side of it, but like somebody who is really
The adventurous side of it.
the adventurous side of it, exactly. So this is and Romer of Switzerland. So you're not roaming only in Switzerland, so you're roaming, exploring the world.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, absolutely.
And when it comes to our brands, Romer is not only from the image, also from, let's say, image, and also the price calculation, etc. is more on a higher shelf, let's say, compared to Jacques du Manoir, where we also have a story to tell, but there it's like vice versa. So the lady side is let's say 80% almost, and gents is much smaller, so we consider Jacques more of a...
Jacques is really someone who knows the ladies.
Jacques.
Who is this Jacques du Manoir?
We can introduce to him.
Okay. Oh, he's sitting over there? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We'll have a chat later.
Exactly.
Today, Jacques, we'll take it.
Exactly. So Jacques du Manoir is the French brand's name. This is, and we cannot say entirely, but with a main focus on ladies. We don't carry automatics yet in that brand, but the approach is more to have a fashionable watch, a timeless watch for the modern lady.
Okay.
That really loves to have a dress watch, let's say, that looks like this in different sizes. A very approachable price, nice calculation. Everything is Swiss made, of course. We use stainless steel, only the best materials for it.
This is so classy.
This is very classy. You can combine it with everything.
Look at this classy thing. Nice. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I was just wowed by the classy stuff. I was overwhelmed by its beauty, and I was like, Jacques, what are you doing to me?
It comes in different sizes. Very cool. Very timeless designs, let's say, and
The tiny details of the
it's shiny bling bling.
the shiny bling bling. That's a good way to put it.
It's the brand's image, let's say, that works very well, and women love it. We have great success not only in Europe but internationally.
And what was this one called again? Start?
This is the inspiration line.
Okay.
This is the inspiration line.
It says it right here too.
Yeah, exactly.
I should learn how to read.
The latest family we launched is our Emily collection.
Which is named after Emily.
The inspiration was actually for this Emily in Paris.
The shop.
This shop, basically. So
it's funny.
it has this style, a unique approach. Square watches are really in the trending right now. So we saw there is a demand for it, and the success is.
It looks a little bit vintage also, doesn't it?
It has this vintage approach similar to Romer, what I showed you before, with the square-shaped watch. It is like really now the go-to design language, let's say, and it is outperforming our used-to-be bestsellers. So we have worked on this selection.
Emily is the new bestseller.
It is.
Okay.
By the end of the year, it's going to be the bestseller. So right now, it's already eating a lot of the cake. And this is now the Emily 2. No, sorry, I'm showing you the wrong one. This is the Emily 2.
This one's really nice.
Now with stones.
A little bit more bling, like you said.
Exactly, yeah. So the whole...
Very pretty.
Very, very pretty.
What size is this? It's about as big as my thumb.
Yes.
And I have a very small thumb.
I think this is
Very dainty.
29. I think this is not even 30. It's very small.
Very small. So perfect
32
for the ladies.
20.
What are you signaling over there?
22.
22.
Oh, okay. Also totally wrong. So not even 30 was not wrong, but it's so far away. Yeah. So this is the difference. So on Jacques, when it comes to marketing, we have more fashion-related approach to tell the whole story. We can talk about the history. There is a history to tell on Jacques du Manoir. For example, the bee. There is always a bee on the watch. This is by the founder named Beucli, who founded it. So this is the story behind. So there is
the Berkeley.
Almost. No, he used to really produce Beucli watches. So then his son took over, and when this brand came into our portfolio 2018, we just kept it. It had this nice historical touch to it, and the customers really like it. So It's a nice fashion.
I can see why.
watch.
It's very nice, very fashionable.
Exactly.
Lots of class.
The last
Wonderful.
brand that we added to our portfolio is basically, let's say, the gents line to Jacques du Manoir. It's called JDM Plus or JDM Swiss Made. The JDM in it stands for Jacques du Manoir.
Makes sense.
Exactly, that was the story behind. And the design approach here is totally different, of course, because there was a demand, and this kind of watch we didn't want to present under Jacques du Manoir. So Jacques du Manoir is kept ladies. JDM Plus is for gents only. We have some super nice chronographs in this collection.
Like this one.
Like this one. This is the Swiss Precision. Everything comes in stainless steel, sapphire crystal, and 5 years warranty. So this is the concept of the brand, more for the sporty, active guy who likes to have a little more bigger watches, not really classic, elegant ones, who is maybe also used to wear this at work under maybe rough conditions, etc. So JDM Plus is the right watch for him.
For sure.
You have the green.
Well, for that mood, you know? I find myself to have like a different variety of like 2, 3, where it's like, oh, today I'm feeling more rugged and adventurous. Let me put this one on.
Then this
Or maybe on the other day I'm having a nice dinner.
Yeah.
And then I'll wear a dress watch or something, right? So
Exactly.
but yeah, I really like this idea of taking something like Jacques du Manoir, which even the logo is very, it's pretty, it has like a
feminist,
elegant,
yeah.
exactly, it's true. And taking that and making it like this is a JDM, you know? Has a Swiss flag on there, so us guys are like, nice Switzerland watch, you know? It's like, that's cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Makes sense.
That was the
Because
idea.
when I see this, I'm like, that's quality. I like it. Sporty. Let me throw it on.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Nice. Glad you like it.
Yes.
From the same brand, we have also a different kind of watch. You can tell the design, the layout, of course, and everything is different. This is a diver's watch. Comes also with 20 ATM. And not just that, this comes also in an additional strap.
Oh, like a rubber.
Mic selection. I think we have the set. Oh, maybe you can show me that, please. Let me show you the whole set of it. So this is
That's what the box it comes in?
Exactly. That's the same family, but this is like the evolution of it. It comes with 3 additional straps plus the bracelet, so you have actually a lot of options.
Yeah.
And
Let me out for a second.
here we can switch.
So I can juggle all of this into the camera.
Ooh, very nice.
3 straps, different colors. Which for this watch, they're all like kind of resembling within that watch.
Yes,
size too, right?
We have in total 3 different dials. So there is one with the blue dial, and then it has like a red, blue, and white strap, for example. So you can always kind of combine it.
Yeah. Or and puzzle it the way that you
Puzzle it
for the
yeah,
day.
Exactly. And that's also like the idea behind was to really select like you have only 3 options to select for the production, of course. So we then really figured out, okay, let's have a look on the flags of the different countries.
Right.
So we found out that blue, red, and white are actually the most common colors in many countries. France shares the same.
United States.
United States, also a lot of Balkan country where we are very strongly selling this. So it's really interesting to figure out also, like, because you could do 3 green tones, but then you don't have that many. So a lot of people are also considering this as a gift, and they are also presenting it in that way.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes a great gift.
Yeah, it is a really nice and like very handy box. So you can use it also for other things. So it's the sporty approach that we have for JDM Plus. That works very well, and that kind of rounds up also our brand portfolio, let's say.
Yeah, for sure. Love it. Nice little watch tour you gave me here.
Yeah, glad you
I appreciate it. Any personal favorite in there maybe that you have a connection to? Doesn't have to be any of these, could be,
I think you mentioned also earlier, I can tell you that, but like funny stories or something, what happened, these kind of things, because when I, for example, work with my team and we organize a shooting or an event, so you have to make sure of course that the location is set on time and all these kind of things. And a lot of things, usually what can go wrong goes wrong on that day. So like you look at the prediction of the weather and everything is fine, and at one point it just starts raining, like today, for example. And
today is the perfect example.
Exactly. So you have to figure out something else, or then the model doesn't show up. We have to find a different solution, and all these kind of things are challenging, and you don't see them at the end. But if you look at shootings in hindsight, you're like, oh my god, this was such a nightmare, but it turned out very well. So these kind of things are really interesting for me as the marketing responsible for the company. And it never gets boring.
Yeah.
It's always something unexpected happening.
I feel like that's the through line I've gotten from everyone I've talked to here.
Yeah.
I'm asking a question, they're like, well, there are some challenges. The word challenge is like the one that I've heard so much. But everyone here then also says like, here's how we overcame that challenge, A, B, C, right? And that's kind of how it works. And in the end, there's a story that you kind of laugh about while you're in the middle of it, you're like...
Exactly. No, and I think it's all about teamwork at the end.
For sure.
To really figure out, okay, this is status quo, we booked everything, we are here, we cannot reschedule the shooting, everybody's here, so let's make the best out of it. And then people are getting creative, and you are always the most creative when you are under pressure. I also figure out. So it's always again, if you look back, it's fun, but in that moment it's like you just want to
stressful,
be somewhere else.
Don't you sometimes wish that you could just have the view of the situation in the way that you have it now? I think that sometimes.
Oh yeah.
And I thought, oh my God, I wish I would have known that this turns out so great while I'm in the moment of
course,
being afraid that nothing is gonna work and all that, right?
At the end, you always hope for the best, of course. But if you do this a few times, at one point you just like in your solution finding mode, you just function. You have to.
I feel about that every time I pay tolls here on the highways in Italy and Switzerland. Like the first time I didn't know what to do. I jumped out of the car to the car behind me. I'm like, what did I do? And she's like, just get the biglietto, I was like, okay. And then I did it one time, and now I'm a real pro. I pull up, I pull the thingy out, I get off, and I put it in, car beep, and I'm gone.
You know how to do it.
But I wish I would have known that it's that easy the first time I'm running in.
I mean, it's all the things in life, right? When you are doing this the first time, you usually always struggle. At one point, you are used to it, and
and in the end, no one knows.
And
no one knows but us and everyone who watches this video, of course. Well, cool. Thank you for the extensive look into the collections and these cool pieces, and I'm sure that they will be very well received at Watchgang as well.
Okay. So actually, I'm the CEO of the company, and the question about how I got here is that I met one of my my earlier days, one of my competitors in the watch business, and I was trying to have a talk with him whether we can do something together rather than fighting each another, and so we decided to work together, and that was more than 40 years ago, so we are still together. Today I'm working, of course, with all the kids which I met when they were born, just born, when they grew up. So now it's a perfect relation. I always tell my wife I'm longer together with my partner than with her.
All right. And how does she feel about that when you tell her that?
She said as long as I'm more expensive than him, it's okay.
Very good. That's the rule of thumb for everybody. That's cool. Lovely story. And now I'm interested. Are you wearing a watch today?
No, I'm not.
That's okay. Have fun.
I cannot afford my watches. No, but for me it's difficult because we have many different brands, and so I cannot always think in the morning, okay, I need to have a watch here and a watch there and another brand, and so I try to be real Swiss, neutral. Yes, that's my aim.
Upset any watch that you have by wearing one?
No. But sometimes I wear a watch, of course. But it's when you work with something, you keep it somewhere, and when you leave and you do not identify in the company. Also, let's say I'm wearing Jacques du Manoir, and then the people who are working for RAM, and then they say, why he's not wearing RAM? So you have to be sensitive as a CEO. Whatever you do, most of the people get pissed. So, so I'm actually the poor guy.
I gotcha. Yeah, you're always pissing people off unintentionally. Yeah,
Most of the time.
Sometimes intentionally, but most of the time unintentionally. We get that. That's cool. And I guess, I'm assuming not 40 years ago that you started just as the CEO, or how did that whole journey come about?
First of all, nobody is born as a CEO, I guess. So you have to start somewhere, and then you develop a business, and of course I was growing in the business, not because I'm can I say Jesus Christ superstar? I'm not, definitely not. So you grow, you expand, you get more people, you get different people. It's not only how to select watches or to produce watches. It is a passion, of course, but it is very important that when we grow, that we also amass in a way people who have the spirit of team building. And I think that this was always very important for me, because I'm an old football player, soccer player, and my business I always run like a football team. So for me it's very important that at the end we are a team. There is not one superstar, with the exception of what's the name of the guy in Bayern Munich?
Harry Kane.
Harry Kane, yes. Bayern Munich without Harry Kane is nothing.
That's nothing.
No, but anyhow.
Harry Kane of this company. You, right?
No.
You're.
Exactly. I don't want to be like this, because I think we need to be able to work together. The less I have to be involved, the better it is for the company and for myself. And so I'm not a coach yet. I'm like a player who is also the trainer, if you want. But Spielertrainer, yeah, in English.
player coach.
A player coach, okay. Something like that.
You mentioned passion. So I wanted to touch base on that maybe a little bit, on your watch passion and how it got started maybe. And then transferring into roamer. Are you a roamer yourself? You roam the planet?
Pretty much, yeah, I would say. Yeah, passion. You have to have passion for watches. Otherwise, it will be quite difficult to achieve something, because you have to love what you're doing, and this is not just 5 days a week job. It's every day. When you wake up in the middle of the night, you have to think about it. You have to feel it. Otherwise, you cannot come forward with a meaningful watch business. Because when you look at the big companies today, the big brand names, all of them today, they have problems since a year, since 1.5 years. Their business is going down. They're overstocked, but it is mainly because all these big companies, they bought a lot of companies together. All of these brands are run by managers. So the only passion most of these people have, what do I need to do that I get a very big bonus at the end of the year? And if things go in the wrong direction, bye-bye, and they go somewhere else. And as a smaller company, family-owned business, you must have passion. If you think in a manager way, it's impossible to make.
All right.
So I love what I do.
That's great. Maybe we can end it there. I think that's the perfect way.
Good?
But you can also tell some more jokes or
No.
stories about my private life.
My life is already a joke. It's okay. No, but to finish this, when I met my wife and when I asked her whether she would like to marry me, then I told her just one thing: never come between me and my business. So we are still married today. She tried sometimes, but
Not sure if we should keep that about. This is actually
no, but this is true. This is true. You know what she told me? Wow, you want to tell me that you don't love me? I said, no. I tell you that I love you.
Yeah, that's right. Maybe this can also be a tutorial for other, passionate watch business entrepreneurs and how to, help in their love lives. It's about her. Yeah, right. How to keep right now. It's just not anything about watches. It's about passions with watches, but also wives and everything. Okie dokie. That was pretty cool, huh? Seeing this whole facility from start to finish. Wow, everybody's so nice here. Really welcoming. It's really the family aspect. I know a lot of brands say it. This brand really lives it. So there you have it. Romer, Jacques du Manoir, JDM. Check those out. Watchgang.com. See you there.